Sometimes overshadowed by the Lesser Pentagram, the Lesser Hexagram ritual deals with the hard planes. It is the next step, enabling you to work with celestial or inter and transpersonal energies. In the previous video, we discussed the meanings and symbolism behind the LRP. In this one, we will repeat with the LRH, exploring ideas to deepen your practice. For those new to my work, I go by the name of POTB. I discuss occultism, human potential, and creativity. Stick around if that sounds interesting, and if you need magic diagrams or manuals, visit my Etsy store as it may have what you need. Origins. Like the LRP, the LRH was likely written by Samuel MacGregor Mathers, the chief adept of the original Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. As mentioned in the previous video, the Golden Dawn profoundly impacted Western occultism, continuing to influence modern practitioners. The Golden Dawn was an outer order of the inner Rosae Rubeae Dorae Crucis, or Red Roses and Golden Crosses. The key detail is that unlike the LRP, which was taught in this outer order, the LRH was kept for the inner. Purpose. As covered in another video, the LRH is a general macrocosmic ritual working with influences magic attributes to the 7 classical planets and the 12 zodiac signs. The LRH has an invoking and banishing form. The first is the LIRH, which is kinda underrated, though it shouldn't be. It engages the mentioned forces, which can contribute to greater probability shifts and external results. The second, LBRH, clears or purifies the astral realm, basically isolating your workings. The Lesser Hexagrams. The LRH uses the so-called Golden Dawn elemental hexagrams, formed by 2 triangles discussed in my video on the elements. The first points upward and symbolizes fire, the second points downward and represents water. The first is the animating and driving force of nature, and the second, the passive and receptive one. And when combined differently, fire and water triangles represent the elements in the LRH. Fire over fire, fire, balanced fire and water, earth, fire over water, air, and water over fire, water. Saturn and Earth. Before diving into the proportions or degrees these symbols represent, the LRH can also use a Saturn or Earth hexagram, which can be unicursal. This is because 1. Earth represents all elements, whereas Saturn is their path, and 2. Both Earth and Saturn are associated with heavy and denser energies. Now back to the triangles. Colors. The elemental hexagrams are red and blue, expressing fire and water. Alternatively, they can be in the actual elemental colors, which are fire red, water blue, air yellow, and earth green or black. Directions. Although dealing with the elements like the LRP, the LRH has different directions. This is because Western magic has 2 primary orderings for the elements: the winds model for the pentagram and the microcosm, and the zodiac model for the hexagram and the macrocosm. The models can be modified, but this is beyond the scope of this video. The bottom line is that neither is cooler nor less important, so let me explain. Subjective and objective. The winds model is based on subjective perception. The zodiac model as found in a moment reflects the sun's movement, which is subjective. Though at different stages, both models kinda do the same, elevating consciousness and causing mind shifts and enabling you to work with various forces from states of balance. Natural progression. The Kabbalistic cross, the first gesture of the LRP, identifies you with the Tree of Life, the central scheme of Western magic, which maps your psyche. The actual LRP brings internal balance, elevating you from a mundane state associated with Malkut, the lowest Sephira, to Ahar and closer to Tiferet, the seat of the angel. As the next stage, the LRH identifies you with the sun, surrounded by the zodiac belt, hence the zodiac model. As covered in the previous video, the LRP puts you at the intersection of the paths of Samek and Pe. With LRH, you technically move a notch to Tiferet, as the classical planets are in fact the mundane chakras of the Sephirot 3 to 9, with that representing Saturn Bina. They are ordered by the divine name Ararita I discuss in my Unicursal Hexagram video and LRH manual. So the models really work together, taking you to different stages of the same process. Cardinal Signs. The zodiac model is based on the sun's position throughout the year. The key points aligned with the cardinal signs: East, vernal equinox, Aries and Fire; South, winter solstice, Capricorn and Earth; West, fall equinox, Libra and Air; and North, summer solstice, Cancer and Water. This arrangement connects the sun's movement to the elemental directions. Solar power. The relationship between the sun and the elements is expressed by the hexagram. Esoterically, the sun is considered the great equalizer balancing forces in the solar system, aka the magical universe, and 2. The source of all matter formed through the condensation of solar energy. Similarly, Tiferet, the sphere of the sun, is the most balanced point in the whole Tree of Life. Associated with spirit or quintessence, solar energy condenses into the elements. Moving from least to most dense, ether, fire, air, water, and earth. A similar transition is also expressed by the middle pillar in the Tree of Life. Keter, pure energy, That, subtle matter, Tiferet, balanced energy, hence its name, God among humans. Yesod includes energy and matter, and Malkut is pure matter. RGB. As covered many times on the channel, spirit and matter are like water and ice, the two conditions of the same thing. Everything in between are degrees, states, and proportions. Think of additive color theory, according to which all colors are wavelengths of white and combinations of red, green, and blue. So the LRH lets you work with the sun's power in all its forms, regardless of how you prefer to imagine it. The Kings. This brings us to Tiferet square of angels, the Melikim or Kings. The main purpose of the Supreme and Greater Pentagrams is attuning your space to a particular force, so you can work with specific entities like the Elemental Kings, Jinn, Fire, Parauda, Air, Nixa, Water, and Geb, Earth. As perfected archetypes, the Elemental Kings are really material expressions of divinity. They originate from Tiferet through the process of quote-unquote spiritualizing matter, aka the Philosopher's Stone. So when performing the LRH, we effectively engage the Kings, which is why the Golden Dawn Pentacle has a hexagram representing Earth's psychic centers and the protection against hostile astral forces. More on that is in Mark Stavish's article, Notes on the Lesser Hexagram. The link will be in the description. The elements in the LRH. As covered, the elements in the LRH represent variations of solar energy, each having unique properties. Fire brings initiation, action, rapid transformation, and purification. Think of Atzilut and the Wands. Water supports initiation and invention and fosters obtaining cancers, emotional connection, love, and receptivity. Think of Braya and the Cups. Air restructures the mind, integrating energy and increasing clarity. Think of Yetzirah and the Swords. And Earth synthesizes and grounds the solar energy into material form and strengthens the body. Think of Asiya and the discs. Horizontal and vertical intimacy. A concept critical to practical magic is horizontal and vertical intimacy. Horizontal intimacy is your ability to interact with the physical, take action, execute, and quote-unquote win friends and influence people. Vertical intimacy is how you engage the deeper or inner realms, aka the higher worlds. When the first dominates, we have corporate people and perhaps hustlers with no inner life. When that is reversed, we have mystics who know all the secrets but are unable to cause any tangible change. The practical occultist balances both. As Malkut is the realm of the elements, elemental workings move the energy-matter consciousness matrix more or less horizontally. By performing LRH, we improve the quality of that process more vertically and become more of the third. Speaking of this, Crowley's reformed Golden Dawn, the Astrum Argentum, includes the LRH in the outer grades alongside LRP, GRP, GRH, and purely telemic techniques like Liber V, which moves you above Tiferet. Let me know your thoughts. Recap. The Lesser Hexagram is a mighty tool for elevating your consciousness, balancing your energy, and connecting with solar forces. Besides enabling you to work with the higher realms and the perfected elemental archetypes, the LRH harmonizes your material and spiritual worlds, which is kinda crucial for getting any tangible results. This is why, like the LRP, the LRH should precede all your workings, whether elemental, planetary, or zodiac. But that's just my opinion. Let me know if it resonates, check the links in the description, subscribe, and thank you for your time.